Mariah, you the GOAT, boy.
Shalom. I'm Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ, and today I'd like to present a sit-down discussion with the Jewish community. There's a lot of controversy. There's much hatred that you have towards us. We're the prophets of the one true God. So what we'd like to do is sit down with several of your leading Jewish personalities. The rest of you just stand by. Sit back, move out the way. We want to sit down with Yitzhak Yosef, who called black people monkeys. He's number one.
לא הכושי מברכים, אלא צריך שיהיה כושי שאבא שלו ואימא שלו לבנים. איפה אתה תדע? אם אתה יודע, גופה שאתה יודע, ואתה יצא להם בן קוף, יצא להם בן ככה.
Number two, we like to sit down with Jonathan Greenblatt of the Anti-Defamation League. You have so much to say on the Breakfast Club in alluding that we have shot and murdered people in New Jersey. We want to sit down and discuss with you to produce your cause.
And look, they're entitled to their beliefs until that justifies shooting Jewish people with pellet guns on Staten Island. Or like, this is December. 3 years ago, December 2019, two black Hebrew Israelites went into a kosher supermarket in Jersey City and killed 3 people because they said they weren't real Jews.
Wow.
Shot them cold dead in a kosher supermarket.
Prove what those lies you have said. We want to sit down with the SPLC, Margaret Huang, and Beeson. You also pushed the lie that we have murdered people in New Jersey, so forth and so on. We want to sit down with APOC, Howard Core, and Lillian Pincus. Also, that latest group, the Canary Mission. We want to sit down with Adam Milstein and Howard D. Sterling.
When Tony asked about Canary Mission,
Who are the people involved with it?
It's him. That's him.
Adam Milstein.
The guy, I don't know who he hired to oversee it. Adam Milstein. He's the guy who funds it.
We need to expose the fact that they're everything we believe in. We need to put them on the right.
So Adam Milstein, he funds the Israel Project and he's funding the Canary Mission website.
Yeah, which is interesting because it makes it seem as though we're a part of it, but we're not.
We'd like to sit down with all of you. If all one for all and all for one, however you want to do it. But we will sit down with you. So don't say we're running from you, we're trying to evade you. No, we're not. Okay? Reach us, call us at 1-855-484-4842, extension 7023. Or by email, israel@israelunite.org. All right? The scriptures say, if at all possible, be at peace with all men. And that's what we endeavor to do. So, Jewish community, have a sit down with us. Let's have an open discussion publicly. All right? Shalom.
Hey, shalom, shalom, viewing audience. This is Israel United in Christ, and this is the Writings on the Wall radio show. IT did it to me again.
They did it again?
They did it again. Bro, can y'all
man.
fix the settings, man? I'm all dark, blending in with the chair.
Wow.
Hey, to my right. Get it right, IT.
Wow. Hey, shalom, Israel, I'm Officer Low Size.
Shalom, Israel, Officer Elijah.
Shalom, Israel, Officer Samson. Shalom, Israel, Officer Aaron.
I ain't the only one dark. Y'all dark too.
I just want to say I'm dark.
This is your place for
End time
You
news.
can barely see Elijah's glasses. That's how dark he is. IT, come on, man. IT, y'all get it together. Let's get into these announcements real quick.
Let's go.
So they could go behind the scenes and fix their buttons and all this stuff like that. All right, let's get to it, IT. Let's get to it. All right, so make sure to subscribe to IUIC Diaspora on all social media platforms. Got many YouTubes, Facebooks, Twitters, Telegrams. Not Telegrams, but TikTok. TikTok. All right. And subscribe to IUIC Levant as well. All right, all praises. Let's get into the missing persons locally as well. We want to always announce this. We got Chiquita Jones has been missing since the 15th of this month. All right, if you know any of her whereabouts or any information, please reach out to 850-891-4200. All right, next. All right, Tyra Beckwith. If you know anything about our sister, she's been missing since the 14th of July. You can contact 850-891-4200. All right, and we got Miss Tanil Ward. She's been missing since June the 9th, 2023, in Albany, Georgia. If you know anything about her whereabouts, make sure to reach out to 229-431-2132. All right. So look at IT. Give a round of applause, IT. I don't know what they did. They pressed their buttons and they fixed it. Hey, let me say something. Even though we streaming right now, you know, we always happy to deliver you your end time news. No doubt about that thing right there. But YouTube, man. Obviously, we're streaming on the Classroom page today. YouTube gave us a strike. For the good content that we've been bringing. That's how you know you're telling the truth.
Right.
That's how you know we telling the truth.
That's right.
All right, so we're being persecuted for righteousness' sake.
That's right.
So that's a good thing right there.
All praise.
All right, so yeah, that's why we're not on the normal page. So Lord's will, next week we'll be back if the Lord allow. All right, but
That's
hey,
right.
Sam, what's been going on in the week, man?
Yes, sir. What's been going on in the week, Cap? I know we had went to a family outing, the movies this week.
Yeah, man.
So we did that.
That's right.
Good.
That's right.
So all praise to Most High God for that, for the unity. That's right. And I seen the video this week. What LT, you got that?
IT, you got the video?
Cue it, IT.
He just, hey, you know what's crazy? He said, yeah, hey, we got it, officer. We got the video.
Yeah, you see that?
What you want to do, play it?
Right now?
Golly.
See it right now.
What? Hey, hold on, man. I got to check this video real quick.
I'm gonna explain that.
What's the video about, Samson?
It's about these two brothers. I think they from the tribe of Benjamin. I think because the accent. They trying to rob a taxi cab. I know they did it probably more than once or twice. They keep doing it. So I thought about Ecclesiastes 8. We're gonna read it after we see the video. But they tried to rob the taxi driver, right? But the gun jammed, so they tried to shoot him. The gun jammed. Damn. So he was trying to move the van back and forth, put up some speed, and you're gonna hear the gunman scream. So the judgment came back on them real fast.
Dang.
Let's play some of that. See, they're just chilling now. See, they trying to rob. You got the gun. See the gun jam right there. So he trying to get the gun back right. So he starts speeding up. Now you hear the gunman screaming, but the judgment came back on him now, the death. Now they in the face of death now, so they locked in danger now, so they screaming. So he jumped out. So let me get to what came to mind is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
Bring it on.
Let's read that.
Yes, sir. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Right, an evil work not executed speedily, meaning what? You keep doing this evil over and over, keep robbing taxes over and over, nothing ain't happen. Read.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully setting them to do evil.
Right, read on.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times.
So they robbing 100 times, then that thing, read.
And his days be prolonged. Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God.
You see that right there? Because they when they got in the face of death, now they screaming, they want plead for their life. Wow.
Right.
So that
Hey, what tribe was that?
I think it was Benjamin.
That was Benji, right?
That was Benji.
Yeah, shouts out to Benji, man. Officer David, you probably out there watching, man. Shouts out to your tribe, man. It's about time. About time you bring something out about Benji after acting a fool, man. You have something?
Right.
You have something on that?
Yes, sir. It was funny how the brother screaming like a girl, but he just now.
What tribe was this?
Tribe of Benjamin.
All right, go ahead.
Screaming. I feel like I got set up just.
Shout out Officer David.
Hey, but it's funny how the brothers try to be hard and all of this, trying to rob the man, but then now he's screaming like a little girl after he picked up on the speed a little bit. So that's good.
Wow. And that shows a lot about the men of this generation. How?
What tribe was this again?
Oh man,
tribe of Benjamin.
All right, I just want to make sure. Don't put me in there. All right, don't put me in there.
All praises, but it shows like how they feel tough when they have a gun in their hand. But when the gun is down, when the ammo's out, you see what's really inside of him. He started screaming, didn't know what to do. So that goes into how brothers is raised up. Effeminate. Man, More Gen Z activity, Cap.
Gen Z activities. So you have nothing to do with it either. You see how he excluded himself. All right, read that script, Luke 7:31. All right, talking about the men of this generation. All right, before we get into our first segment, like we always do, we got to bring you the plagues, the weather report. But read that for us, please.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Luke, chapter 7 and verse 31.
Go ahead.
And the Lord said, whereunto then shall I liken the men of this generation?
Read.
And to what are they like? They are like unto children.
They are like unto children. Hey, what happens when young children are getting ready for bed and you cut off all the lights? What they start doing?
Crying.
They start crying, getting scared. And that's what you saw displayed in that video right there.
Right.
It's showing you the mindset of our people. And it's just showing you the evils are increasing in these last days.
That's right.
Instead of getting an honest living, all right, working a 9 to 5, you know, like all of us are able to do, brother want to be a stick-up dude, want to rob somebody, but when it's turned on him, you see his true spirit. Hey, but we about to jump into it, man. We about to jump into it, but before we do, even though we broadcasting from a different page, we still gonna tell y'all to subscribe.
That's it.
Push that like button. And do me a favor, do us all a favor, go ahead and share this live, because I know a lot of people ain't used to us broadcasting from this page right here. All right, hey, real quick, IT, y'all ready? All right, let's go ahead and get ready for the first segment. Play the clip. Hey, this is the Writings on the Wall radio show. Once again, we back. And I just want to say this before we get into the weather report. We got a lot of content for you today, so you need to stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Tell your mom and them, your cousin them. I forgot to say this on the subscribe screen.
That's right.
You got to tell all of them.
That's right.
Tune in, because we it's about to get heavy. I'm telling you, some good stuff coming out today.
Bring it on.
Now, this is the weather report brought to you by the Writings on the Wall radio show. So, hey, let's get into it. And before we do, just give me Matthew 24 real quick. I always like to bring this out before we get into it. Matthew chapter 24, and start at verse 4. We read down a little bit. Watch this, y'all.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 4.
Come on.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Take heed that no man deceive you. All right, this is going into the return of Christ, the end of the world. All right, so it says, take heed that no man deceive you. That's number one. There's many false prophets out there. There's many false religions. You got Christianity.
Right.
You got Islam out there, Hinduism, Buddhism. All that. You got the LGBTQ people too.
Right.
You all type of confusion on the earth today.
That's right.
All right, so it says, take heed that no man deceive you. Go ahead.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
And shall deceive many. How would that happen? If you're not what? If you're not studying the scriptures.
That's right.
All right, you get caught slipping. All right, like it says in 2 Timothy 3:6, you sisters over here following behind dudes that say that they're the Messiah, walking around to different cities.
Bring it out.
And you always got different groupies with them. You know how you do, you know, just walking around down the street, looking crazy. The silly women following after him. Go ahead.
Verse 6.
Go ahead.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
And that's the next segment. It says you're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. Come on.
See that ye be not troubled.
But it says when you see these things, do not be troubled. Come on.
For all these things must come to pass.
That's the beauty of it. All of this has to happen before what? Before our deliverance. Come on.
But the end is not yet.
But the end is not yet. Come on.
right.
For nation shall rise against nation.
It says, for nation shall rise against nation. What is that talking about? That's talking about race against race. All right. When you hear nation against nation, that's going to people like what? The Chinese, who are the Moabites, according to the scriptures. You got people like the United States of America, which is a branch or a breed of Edom or Esau. Okay. So that's going into nation against nation. Come on.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Kingdom against kingdom is country against country. Because think about it. When you think about Esau or Edom, it wouldn't be nation against nation if it's America versus France. That's not nation against nation. That's country versus country, because they're of the same nation. All right, come on.
And there shall be famines and pestilences.
Should be famines and pestilence. Go ahead.
And earthquakes.
And what?
And earthquakes.
And earthquakes. Before what? Before the coming of Messiah.
That's right.
So let's get into it, man. What we got first on the weather report? Read that.
Magnitude 6.8 earthquake hits Port Orly, Vanuatu, USGS.
Now, I will say, until probably a few hours ago. I didn't know where this place was at.
Right.
It's like on the coastline of Australia.
Oh, man.
All right, so that I learned something. Hey, just like y'all be learning, I'm learning too.
That's right.
All right, so hey, this is in that region of Australia. So it said a 6.8 multitude earthquake. Go back to it. Read that.
According to Reuters, a magnitude 6.8 earthquake struck 83 kilometers.
Okay.
51.57 miles east of Port Ory in Vanuatu. On Wednesday, the United States Geological Survey, or USGS, said the quake was 10 kilometers below the Earth's surface. USGS said the U.S. tsunami warning system said there is no tsunami warning after the earthquake.
Right, so there's no tsunami warning after the earthquake. Right. Hey, believe it or not, hey, we do a diligent search. And every week there's an earthquake.
Right.
Every last week, it never fails. Sometimes there's 100 earthquakes in 1 week.
Right.
All right, it never fails. So, hey, what are we living in? We are living in these last days.
That's right.
What's that? What's the one in Hebrews? Hebrews 1 and 3? Let me hear that real quick. Hebrews chapter 1, verse 3. All right, because, and today, topic of the day, y'all need to stay tuned. It's going to be a history lesson. All right, what a lot of brothers and sisters don't understand is that, you know what? Give me the book of 2nd Ezra 5 and 42, and then give me Hebrews 1 and 3. So the reason why I want to go to these scriptures is because what a lot of people don't understand is that when you read the prophecies, when you're in the book of Revelation, some of these things happen more than once, okay? Some of these happen before the dispensation of time that we're in now, when it came to what other country was scattered in or whatever, and now they're happening again in these latter days. So I want to read these two verses together so you can understand, because you have your gainsayers out there. You have some people out there who say, man, in the 40s and the 50s, there was wars and rumors of war. Yeah, it was. But guess what? There's certain wars that have to take place before the big war.
That's right.
All right. So a lot of people have given up the faith. A lot of people are saying, man, y'all wasting your time with this Bible. No, it's just that you don't understand the Bible.
Right.
And that's what, in Lord's will life lasts. That's what we're going to do today. All right, we're going to show you these plagues and these curses coming full circle in different time periods before the big one comes. All right. So read that for me real quick. 2nd Ezra 5:42.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 42.
Go ahead.
And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring.
Unto a what?
A ring.
So when you think about it, a ring is what? In a circular shape, right? Circular shape, meaning just like a clock. You have that hour hand and that minute hand. They keep going round and round and round and round. That's exactly how God's judgments are.
That's right.
They come and go. They come and go. Now, the point I wanted to make, let's go to Hebrews 1 and 3 real quick.
Bring it on.
Watch this, Hebrews chapter 1, verse 3, talking about the times that we're in. Watch this.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person.
No. Give me, is it verse 1? I want in these last days. Is it verse 1? I ain't looking at it. So somebody help me out. Verse 2.
Okay.
Thank you. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 1 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
Hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he have appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds.
Right, whom by also he made the worlds. That's a nugget right there. It's talking about Christ. He made everything, and Christ is our God. That's who we deal with.
That's right.
Now, what I want to focus on is in these last days. As soon as Christ left this earth to be on the right hand of his Father, that was the dispensation that kicked off the last days right there.
That's right.
All right, so all of those people who want to gainsay and give up hope and say, there's been earthquakes. You're damn right there's been earthquakes.
Right.
But he's telling us what? As these things increase on the regular and they become more frequent, understand that his return is near. And that's why we got the World Weather Report. Right? Understand that thing.
Bring it out.
Thank you, IT. You all right. All right, so let's go to the next one, man. What else we got? Read that.
Just in. Hundreds of people evacuated as out-of-control wildfire threats road in Greece. Protect yourself from wildlife smoke.
All right. Remember what the Grecians did to the children of Israel. Do not forget. Do not forget that thing right there. Play this video. You can't even see the clouds filled with smoke. And let's not forget what the Greeks did to us. You had something, officer?
Let's get this is going into like affliction, because the Most High God said in an affliction the children of Israel seek him early.
Yeah, because we got brothers and sisters out there in Greece as well.
Right.
Go ahead, officer.
Give me that in Hosea 5:15, because we got to realize that what we seeing in these weathers is the hand of God.
That's right.
That's what we seeing in these weathers. He's trying to shake us up to do what? To come back to him. That's what he's trying to do, because he can't dwell in the house full of sin. Read.
The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
I will go and return to my place.
This is the Most High God speaking. Read.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
See, we got to acknowledge the sin that we are in. Why? For the Most High God can deal with us.
And seek my face.
That's what we got to do. We got to seek the Most High God's face. He's going to continue these earthquakes, these floods, these smoke settings until we acknowledge his feet, then he's going to come back and deliver us.
I want to talk about Greece real quick, if you don't mind. Yes, we'll talk about Greece just a little bit. Give me 1 Maccabees 1:1. All right, then I want to jump to verse 41, because we got to remind the people what they did to us. So when we see these judgments come on our enemies, we got to rejoice at that thing.
That's right.
All right, God has not forgotten the history. All right, read that for me real quick.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of Persia, and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
Right, the first over Greece. The first over Greece. So what are we reading? The 1 Maccabees, 2 Maccabees. This took place in the Grecian captivity, right? Captivity means what? They had us as slaves.
Right.
That's what it's talking about.
Right.
All right, to back that up, go to the second chapter. No. Tell you what, read 41 first. Now I'll get there next.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 41.
Come on.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to this commandment of the king.
Now read verse 43. Watch this.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
You see that thing right there? So many of our own people consented to his religion. Watch this.
And sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Now, why did a lot of our people do this? Did they do this because, this just seems like the right thing to do? Let's see. All right, jump down to verse 49.
Verse 49.
Come on.
To the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
So their purpose for this is to destroy us, meaning what? To forget our heritage, forget who we are as a people, forget our customs. And if we did not adhere to this, read verse 50.
Verse 50.
Go ahead.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
It says he should do what?
He should die.
He should die. So understand what type of torment, what type of affliction the Grecians put on the children of Israel.
That's right.
And now you're seeing what? The Most High, he's touching them. He's not just touching them, other European nations as well, because they had a part in our captivity as well.
Right.
Now, going to what Officer Sampson said just a moment ago, talking about our affliction, all right, we know that our people are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth.
Right.
2 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. All right, so in these last days, when we see these judgments coming full circle, understand we scattered too, and sometimes we can run into danger as well.
That's right.
All right, so this is what we got to do. 2 Maccabees 1:1, read that for us.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Come on.
The brethren, the Jews that be at Jerusalem.
Right, because we were scattered at this time. It said to the brethren, the Jews that be at Jerusalem, come on.
And in the land of Judea.
And in the land of Judea, read.
Wish unto thee, brethren, the Jews that are throughout Egypt.
Right, the Jews that are out in Egypt, come on.
Health and peace.
That's what we got to pray for one another. We got to pray for health and peace and stability in these last days, because the Most High is turning up the heat. So the best thing for us to do, as the evils increase, we got to increase in the Lord as well. Before we continue, there was one I wanted to read in Isaiah 29. Let's get that. Dealing with the fires that broke out as well. All right, Isaiah chapter 29, and give me verse 6. Watch this.
The book of Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6.
Come on.
Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest,
Read.
and the flame of devouring fire.
Right, in the flame of the devouring fire. Meaning what? God has not forgot what Greece did to us.
That's right.
So that's the voice of the Lord. That's the Lord literally visiting their iniquities.
Right.
That's some officers.
Let me add to what you just said, Cap, because a lot of our people grew up in Christianity where they're taught that they're supposed to love everybody and pray for peace when God said in the end time it was going to be chaos. Give me the Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Isaiah 14 and 21. So to show you the mindset our ancestors had, this is what they took from you during slavery. They took everything you knew about your history, and now, like you see, the Florida governor still don't want you to learn your history. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 21.
Read.
Prepare slaughter for his children. Wow. For the iniquity of their fathers.
So God is showing you they got to pay for what they did to us. It's not going to be wiped clean and everybody in heaven together. They got to pay for it. So when we see these things happen to these nations, that's the Most High God doing exactly what he said he was going to do.
You know that's right. All right. That's right. That's all right. Hey, real quick, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We got a lot in store, and I'm trying to get to it today. All right, so let's go to the next. Read that for us.
Dozens killed as flash floods hit Afghanistan and Pakistan. Flash floods caused by heavy rains killed 31 people in Afghanistan, while at least 13 others were killed by landslides in Pakistan.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. All right, read that.
Heat wave and drought leave Tunisia farmers struggling to survive.
Right, so it says heat waves and droughts leave Tunisia farmers struggling to survive. Let's read some of this real quick, please.
Farmers in northern Tunisia say conditions are getting progressively worse despite government efforts to combat climate change.
That's it? That's the whole article?
Y'all all right?
IT, is that the whole article? Can they? What are they saying back there? I cannot hear anything. Oh, good gosh. Is that the whole article, IT? Okay, what's going on here? So can you scroll down or? Okay. All right, is that? All right, keep reading us. I don't know what just happened there. Come on, IT. Right. Let's keep reading, like normal. Come on, IT.
Come on now, dog.
Tunis, Tunisia. Zora Naif has been working her husband's farm near Garmel in northern Tunisia for years. With her husband now sick and her family having moved on, she does this unaided.
Keep reading.
The heat is not helping. Already 4 years into a drought, Monday's peak of 50 degrees Celsius or 122 degrees Fahrenheit has left water short in supply and the future uncertain. Conditions for farmers are getting progressively worse, she says. However, between government policy and climate change, they are becoming impossible. There's a serious water scarcity here. Nafef told Al Jazeera the wells are getting dry and the government is putting too many restrictions on water policies.
Well, that's nothing but prophecy.
That's
right.
right.
It says that we're going to have much famine, much pestilence. These things are going to happen. No such thing as global warming, but there's a such thing as God.
That's right.
You ever heard of that?
Yes,
you ever heard of that before?
Bring it out.
All right. So, hey, understand this thing right there. So, hey, that concludes this week's segment. As you can see, I'm moving a little quicker.
That's right.
All right, there's some things that I want to touch today. All right, so IT, y'all ready for the next segment? All right, let's play the clip. All right, this is the Wars and Rumors of War report brought to you by the Writings on the Wall radio show. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Read that for us.
Soldiers in Niger claim to have overthrown President Mohamed Bazoum.
See, we got to watch out for brothers like this. We got to give them the people the right pronunciation, please.
Right.
Read it again.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Come on
Soldiers
now,
in
dog.
Niger claim to have overthrown President Mohamed Bazoum.
Because we got to remember, our people over here, man.
That's right.
All right, these are our people over here as well in
that's right.
Nigeria. Nigga, our people are over there, still scattered. Give me that Acts 13. Acts 13 and 1. For those who are new, that's why we got to pronounce it the right way. Because that's the original pronunciation. Yeah, they do in the news when you turn on CNN, Caucasian News Network, they pronounce it Niger. Because they don't want us to have any connection to our roots.
Right.
Remember, they
That's
say
right.
cut them off from being a nation, right?
Right.
All right, so that's what they want to do. But originally, it was pronounced nigga. And we're going to read this in the Bible. Watch this.
Yes, sir. The book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Now there were in the church that was at Antioch.
And I'm going to let you know, the church, I don't know, something weird's going on in my head with the screen. But in the church is talking about who? The Israelites.
That's right.
All right, so read it again from the top.
Yes, sir. Verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Nigger.
That was called what?
Nigger.
Come on.
And Lucius and Cyrene and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod, the tetrarch.
Right.
And
so you had certain prophets who were referred to by the term of nigger. Prophets are who? Amos 2:11.
Bring it up.
Real quick. All right. We always want to take that opportunity for those gainsayers out there. All right, to show you that, hey, when you read about cargo full of niggers or Negroes, that's only talking about one people. That's talking about the Israelites.
That's right.
Because the Israelites were called nigger. Read this.
The book of Amos, chapter 2 and verse 11. And I raised up your sons for prophets.
Read.
And of your young men for Nazarites. Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel?
Oh, ye children of Israel. So who's the prophets? The Israelites. So
Yes,
let's get
that's
into it.
right.
Now let's see what's going on, all right, with our people over there. And don't get it twisted. You have both the Shemitic tribes, which is so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and you also have the Nilotic tribes over there in nigger as well. All right, so our people are mingled amongst the heathen, just like the prophecy said.
Right.
All right, so let's read some of this article, please.
Soldiers in nigger claim to have removed President Mohamed Bazoum from power late on Wednesday, hours after members of the Presidential Guard detained the politician at his official residence. In a statement broadcast on national television, Colonial Major Amadou Abermain said the defense and security forces have decided to put an end to the regime you are familiar with.
Now, did you practice Amadou? Did you practice that?
He did that smooth.
That was good right there. You all right. All right, let's read some more.
That's all right.
So, hey, in other words, what is this? This is a coup.
Right.
A coup d'etat. That's what this is right here. And every time there's a coup d'etat, you know who is in the mix.
Right.
Let's read on. Let's read on. Come on.
This follows the continuous deterioration of the security situation, the bad social and economic management. The soldiers said the country's borders were closed and a nationwide curfew was in place. All institutions of the country were also suspended, he added. Aberdam was seated and flanked by 9 other officers wearing fatigues as he tread out his statement. The group, which is calling itself the National Council for the Safeguarding of the Country, warned against any foreign intervention.
Right, warned against any foreign intervention. Come on.
The announcement came after a day of uncertainty as Nigger's presidency reported that members of the elite guard unit were engaging in an anti-Republican demonstration.
They were engaging in what?
An anti-Republican demonstration.
So they say they were engaging in an anti-Republican. Wait a second. This is Africa. This is nigger right here. Where they get that from? Let's continue to read on. Let's continue to read.
Bring it out.
And news agencies reported that Bazoum was being held at the palace by the Montuous forces.
Read. Come on. Here we go.
It was unclear where the president was at the time of Aberdam's announcement, or if he had resigned.
Keep going.
The United States immediately called for Bazoum's release.
You see that? So I want y'all to understand something, and this kind of ties in with today's topic of the day. When America dropped that nuclear bomb, the atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki to end World War II, you know, in their mind, their pride was that nobody was going to have that nuclear capability, you know. So, like it says in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, they're everywhere. And why are they everywhere? To continue this, how can I say, this facade of world peace.
Right.
It's no such thing as world peace. Understand this. The nations, they want to knock off America.
Right.
But they took a little break, right? They took a little break, took a little step back when they saw that miracle from heaven that dropped from heaven, right? All right, but at the end of the day, why do you always hear about America over here messing with nigga, or you hear about him in Taiwan, or you hear about him in another European, boom, 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 boom. Why? It's to keep the lie going and to keep the facade that there's world peace. No, there's not world peace. There's nations over here trying to knock off America, but America has the military might, they have the financial abilities, and that's why they're in every nation to keep that lie going. Go ahead, officer.
Hey, that's heavy, Cat, what you brought out. Like, why is America over there in Africa? America don't have Africa's interest at hand. Where was America when what was his name? In the Congo.
Leopold.
When Leopold was doing. Where was America when what was his name that just got Gaddafi got killed? America ain't been over there when Africa actually needed help. America's only over there when their interests are at hand. Give me that in 1 Maccabees 8 and 13. This is why America has interest in that coup that just happened over there, or why they even got anything to do with what's going on over there. Read that.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 8 and verse 13.
Read.
Also, that whom they would kept to a kingdom, those reigned, and whom again they would, they displaced.
So it's telling you what America been doing for years. They following their ancestors, the Grecians and the Romans. Whenever they want somebody to reign, they would create coups and put people in place that'll help them. Or that goes along with whatever their interests are. And that's what America got, that's what they're worried about right now, because whoever may be in place may not be on the same page with America and take away from what America's trying to do.
You all right. So let's read that. We read it, but let's add on to that. Right. Give me Revelations 13:11. Then we want to go to Daniel 8 and 25. Okay, because they said they were having an anti-Republican rally or something along those lines, right? All right, so watch this.
The book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 11.
Go ahead.
And I beheld another beast.
Another beast. This beast came out of the first beast, which was Rome. This beast right here is the United States of America. So it says, I beheld another beast. Go ahead.
Coming up out of the earth.
Come on.
And he had 2 horns.
He had 2 horns. What is this going into? This is going into politics. What are the 2 horns? The Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Come on.
And he had 2 horns, like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Like a lamb, looks harmless, but he spake as a dragon. That was his true agenda, right? Meaning, just like the officer alluded to, if you don't want to uphold what America's pushing, they're going to show you the dragon that they are.
That's right.
All right, and a lot of times these presidents or these puppet leaders are assassinated. All right, in this situation, they just took over. They didn't kill him. All right, and give me that in Daniel 8 and 25 as well. Daniel chapter 8, 25. Watch this, y'all.
The book of Daniel, chapter 8 and verse 25.
Go ahead.
And through his policy.
What is his policy? But democracy. That's his policy. All right, and he spreads it in every country, every nation that he goes to. Go ahead.
And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper.
He shall cause what to prosper?
Craft to prosper in his hand.
He's very crafty. It's they call peace control chaos, because the world is in dismay right now. All right, when it says in Revelation 6, they would take peace from the earth, but they call it, and they program us and condition us to think that what we see in the earth today is peace. You got Americans right now thinking that everything is good. You understand what I'm You understand that by what? Through their media. That's one of the unclean beasts, through their media, to make the people think that there's peace on the earth while it's an utter chaos. All right, so that's enough on that. Cool. Understand, whenever you see stuff like that, whether it be Africa, whether it be Haiti, or whatever, just know that your friendly neighborhood white man, aka the United States of America, is behind that thing.
That's right.
All right, so let's go to the next one, please. Read that.
China sends 37 warplanes to Taiwan ahead of major combat and evacuation drills. China has sent nearly 40 warplanes towards Taiwan, just days before the island plans to hold military exercises to practice defending itself from a potential invasion. Taiwan is set to conduct annual military exercises next week, including combat readiness drills, and to prepare its civilians for evacuation in the case of a possible air raid.
Right. Who's over there in Taiwan right now, brothers?
U.S.
The United States of America. They just can't stay at home. They can't stay where they're supposed to be at, because they're vagabonds on the earth.
That's right.
They don't have no home. All right, so they're everywhere. As the dew of heaven, right? According to prophecy.
That's right.
All right, let's go to the next one, please. Can we get a title, please? All right, read that.
Russia, U.S. inch towards direct conflict in Middle East.
All right, so things are heating up. So it says Russia and the United States are beefing at an all-time high. That's nothing new, though. And like I said, everything's tying into today's topic of the day. That's nothing new. Because Russia's nothing but the former Soviets, USSR, right?
That's right.
So it's been like that. They've been going at it for some time. All right, so let's read some of this.
Pentagon officials are again imploring Russian aircraft to stay away from U.S. drones after one was severely damaged on Sunday in Syria. The U.S. has renewed its efforts in Syria to combat the Islamic State militant group, or ISIS, even as the organization that controlled swaths of Iraqi and Syrian territory a decade ago has lost about 95% of that land.
Watch this.
The area is currently inhabited by the U.S., Russian, Turkey, and Iran. This month.
When?
This month.
This month. Read.
ISIS leader Usama al-Muhar was killed by U.S. forces in an airstrike in eastern Syria.
Hey, do you think people really know what the hell is going on in the earth today?
Right. Nope.
Do you think the American people know that America's over there offing the Iranians, which are wild men? Do you think they know that?
No, sir.
No idea.
No.
Hey, and you know who we can't forget? Soleimani.
That's right.
it.
Bring it out.
Iran has not forgot about Soleimani. Now you over here just making it worse?
Right.
Officer, what y'all got on that thing right there?
That sound like Psalms 55 and 21. Because U.S. they come peaceful, shaking hand. Hey, we gonna give you peace. But guess what? War is already in their heart. They already a step ahead of the other countries.
Right.
So they already in their land, like you said, Scotland them. Watch this.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
They got some smooth word, Esau. Boy. They smooth, read.
But war was
what?
in his heart. But war
is always in their heart. You can't trust them.
Right.
Read.
Was in his heart. His words were softer than oil.
You see that thing right there? War is always in their heart, and they always come with smooth and soft words.
Right.
Hey, yeah. So what Cap just brought out about Soleimani, they killed Soleimani in Iran, and now they just took out one of the ISIS leader in Syria. So like the prophecy said, guess what? Those two, they're gonna say, you know what? We got something coming. America is offing our people. So guess what? We need to team up and go against America. So you know what I'm saying? That's according to prophecy. That's why that thing is happening.
That thing is happening. It's gonna come to pass, and it's been developing, longer than we could even know before we even was on this earth.
Right.
All right. But America, in their school system, they teach it as they are the angelic people on the earth. Like you wouldn't even. Like World War II, you know what happened, but the way America paint the picture, it's not evil what they did.
Right.
It's like it's okay. This had to happen so many people can live.
Right.
What about the 200,000 that you killed?
Right.
And the war was on the decline. It was ending anyway.
Right.
But they wanted to show their might. But ultimately, they had to fulfill that prophecy.
That's right.
All right. So let's go. Let's move on, man. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. All right, play this for us, please.
The U.S. is deploying thousands of Marines and additional forces to the Middle East, according to an announcement from the Pentagon yesterday. The move is in response to recent Iranian attempts to seize commercial shipping vessels. Earlier this month, the U.S. stopped Iran from seizing 2 tankers in the Gulf of Oman, including one instance in which an Iranian vessel opened fire on a tanker. The Pentagon didn't specify which forces would be deployed, but they say the deployment will likely consist of 3 ships and around 2,400 Marines.
And, like I said earlier, when it comes to the media, that right there is looked upon, oh, yeah, we have to go do that because Iran is bad. No. How about they're tired of living by American standards?
Right.
They're tired of having to follow American customs, just like the Taliban. I read the Taliban, they're getting rid of neckties.
Right.
They're getting rid of neckties. They're making sure that their women wear the hijab.
Right.
All right. Am I saying it right? Hijab. You know what I'm talking about? It's a thing they put on their head.
That's right.
All right. They're making sure that happen. Why? Because the women over there, they're trying to get their Americanized women thing on. They're not having it. They're not having it. They're not letting them get their education because of what they're seeing over here. It ruins the world.
Right.
America is the scum of the earth.
That's right.
And the nations are going to come together and wipe this thing off the face of the earth.
That's right.
All right, you had something?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hey, let me get Revelations 18 real quick because we're bringing out verse 3. Like the U.S. always send everybody over there trying to be in Taiwan. They trying to go over here in Africa. Read that. Watch this.
The book of Revelations, chapter 18 and verse 3.
Read.
For all nations have drunk up the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
So that's what they doing in these different locations, trying to feed them their doctrines about homosexuality, all of their policies. Give me Revelation 14:10 real quick. So it said that the nations have drunk of the wine of America. Watch this.
The book of Revelations, chapter 14 and verse 10.
Read.
The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God.
The same shall do what?
Drink of the wine of the wrath of God.
So the Most High said, guess what? I'm gonna give you some wine that you ain't gonna be able to that withstand. The Most High saying he got some wrath for the nation that's spreading their wine all over the earth.
You all right, Aaron. I wish I could give you a sound bite, but my sound bite machine is broken.
Wow.
Shouts out to IT.
Sheesh.
All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going. Read that.
North Korea fires missiles after U.S. submarine arrives in South Korea. Short-range ballistic missiles launches came as an U.S. nuclear-propelled submarine arrived at South Korea's Jeju Island.
Hey, I like this this week's Wars and Rumors of War. This is
Yes.
intense.
Right.
This is good stuff.
It is.
Read that.
North Korea has fired 2 ballistic missiles into the sea off its east coast, according to Seoul and Tokyo, hours after a nuclear-powered United States submarine arrived at a naval base in South Korea. In its 3rd round of launches since last week, North Korea fired the missiles consecutively on Monday night from about 11:55 p.m. to midnight.
This is another country that America over there messing with.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. They just can't stay at home.
Right.
From an area near its capital, Pyongyang, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said,
Hey, I'm sorry. I can't even read anymore. I'm so impressed by his reading right now.
He's on
He
point.
said it like he was there.
He was on point, Cap.
Like he lived there for like a year or two.
Right.
That's right.
Studied abroad.
Hey, man, but hey, for the sake of time, like I said, as much as I'm sucked into this war report right here, we got to keep it moving.
That's right.
That's right.
Because today's rundown is crazy. Hey, I'm going to need 20 minutes on the rundown clock today.
That's right.
All right, we got to get it in, y'all.
Got
Chew it up.
Hey, but before we move on to the next segment, do me a favor, y'all. Can y'all do me a favor? I need y'all to like and subscribe the IUIC Tallahassee in the Classroom page.
That's right.
Most importantly, we need you to like. All right, we know the views are down because it ain't on a normal page. It is what it is. But we need y'all to share this stream, man. The people need this information.
That's right.
All right, so share this stream so the people can get educated.
That's right.
All right, IT, y'all ready? All right, let's play the clip. Oh yeah, man. So, goodness, put it back up, please. All right, so this one right here, this will make you angry, right? Check.
Right.
All right, I'm pretty sure some of y'all saw this. All right, so read that title for me, please.
Film dragging her 9-year-old daughter.
Wait. Okay, this apparently he can't see it. IT, we good back there?
Yes, sir.
All right, read that.
Concerned neighbors successfully rallied to find mother who was filmed dragging her 9-year-old daughter by her hair.
She is dragging her through the grass by her hair.
Wow.
All right, just showing you the spirit that some of our sisters are in, and this is sick. She need to be behind bars.
Right.
All right. I know we don't like to, I guess support, the CPS, but this is what CPS is for.
Exactly.
In its lawful term, like in its rightful place.
Right.
We know that they come against us and take away our kids unlawfully. We know that. All right, but this right here, she need to be behind bars.
That's right.
And those children need to be taken care of by some decent family members, not just anybody.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure she learned that behavior from somebody else, right?
Right.
Yep.
All right, so let's play the video. I believe it's on the next one. Let's play the actual video. All right, watch this.
A disturbing video leads to the arrest of a Macon mother. Bibb County deputies say this woman, 27-year-old Samaria White, was seen on video dragging her child through the grass by her hair. The video, which was shared on social media, also shows the woman striking the child in the face several
Stop.
times.
Now she looked like feel sorry for me. No.
Not at all.
No, that's not proper parenting.
Right.
You're a monster. She's an ostrich. Give me that. Give me that Limitations, man.
Bring it up.
And start at verse 1, man. Just to show you what happened to us. All right, Limitations 1. 4 and 1. Watch this.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Come on.
How is the gold become dim?
Uh-huh.
How is the most fine gold changed?
You see that? How's the most fine gold changed? Who's the fine gold? The Israelites.
That's right.
That's us. Okay, it says, how did this happen? How have we become dim? Jeremiah says, how have we become a degenerate plant?
Right.
Okay, we're supposed to be a noble vine unto the Lord.
That's right.
But what happened? Sin happened to us.
That's right.
Read on.
The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street.
Come on.
The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold.
Mm-hmm.
How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers.
Right, how does this happen to us? How are we falling from grace, all right, from being on top? Go ahead.
The work of the hands of the potter. Even the sea monster draw out the breast.
Now it's going to talk about the sisters. It talked about the Israelite man. Now it's going to talk about the sisters. So it's like even though the sea monster, they know they have enough sense to draw out the breast, meaning what? When they draw out the breast, that's to nourish and feed their young. That's right. All right, that's what that's going into. Come on.
They give suck to their young ones.
Uh-huh.
The daughters of my people.
The who?
The daughters of my people.
The daughters of Israel, go ahead.
Is become cruel.
They have become what?
Cruel.
They become monsters. They become cruel. Come on.
Like the ostriches in the wilderness.
Like the ostriches in the wilderness. I believe we went over this the other week.
Yes,
but
sir.
what do ostriches in the wilderness do? They step on their young. They step on their eggs. All right, that's what they do by nature. And God is comparing us to an animal. Why? Because of sin.
Right.
All right. Let's go back to that. I want to actually see the video. I think the video may be on the next one. Then I'm gonna let your officers get at this.
Continuing coverage tonight, a viral video led to a Macon mother being charged with child abuse, and the family who recorded that video is now speaking out. Our Brianna Cook talked to them earlier today. To find out more, she's live in the studio this evening. Brianna?
Greg, the videos were recorded by another child, and we would like to warn you what you will see may be disturbing.
Come on, bro.
Did she hit her?
Yeah, she hit her right in the face.
Man.
Out there dressed like the whore she is. I'm sorry. I gotta say it like it is, bro. That's how a whore behaves.
Right.
Go ahead.
Gabriella Harris and her sister were outside playing with the child from the video.
We were in a pool, and that's when we decided to move the trampoline closer to the pool so we could jump in and out of it. And when we did that, I think she got mad and came outside and told everyone to leave.
Shortly after, Harris says she saw the little girl outside asking them for help, and that's when they decided to record. In the video, you can see the little girl running away from her mom while the other children yell. The child is then dragged through the grass and hit in her face.
All right. Officers, what y'all got on this, man?
That's crazy, Cap, because what this is a reflection of the black women that feel untouchable right now with the power they get from their daddy, the white man, the devil. They got that I don't need a man mentality, and they don't even realize that when you say I don't need a man, that translates to I don't want to be corrected. And this is a result of not being corrected. Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 17. Give me Ezekiel 13 and 17. That's what happens when you don't need a man. You do your own thing, and now you look like monsters out here. And that's what's created when you don't get correction.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 13 and verse 17.
Read.
Likewise, thou son of man, set thy face against the daughters of thy people.
Why would you support that? Of course, God telling us to speak against that. That's wickedness. We don't raise our kids like that. God tells us how to discipline our kids, for what to discipline our kids, and you beat your kids on the side. You don't punch your kids in the face and drag them by the hair.
Right.
Wait, the sad thing about that is, like, when you're a child, right, the main person who you're supposed to trust the most is your mother.
Right.
She birthed you. She's, she'll wean you off the breast as you age, and then what? And to turn out like this, let me get Titus 2 and 3. Because, like, you see her punching in the face, dragging her, that is hatred for your child. Right? So she's like it was alluded to earlier, she learned that behavior from somebody, somewhere, right? All right, go ahead and read that.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
You got to be in behavior as becoming holiness. Come on.
Not false accusers, nor given to much wine. Teachers of good things.
Read.
That they may teach the young women.
Well, they should teach the younger women.
To be sober. To love their husbands.
Read.
To love their children.
They have to be taught how to love their children.
That's right.
That right there, that's a learned behavior from somewhere.
All right. Hey, give me real quick. Give me Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 44.
Bring it out.
Because also was alluding to it earlier. It's funny, Cap. Like also Elijah was saying, our sisters today, they got their power from the so-called white man. We were at camp yesterday, and we had an issue with the sister that she was trying to pretty much push us off public property.
Right.
You understand? Like the police, they came out there, they was fine with where we were, but the darn black woman trying to exert her power and push us off something that the man that make the laws say is fine.
Over a business she don't even own.
Right. But read that.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16 and verse 44.
Uh-huh.
Behold, everyone that uses the proverb shall use this proverb against thee.
Because, like Officer said, it's alluding to that she learned that behavior from someone. Read.
Saying, as is the mother.
As is the who?
As is the mother.
Read.
So is her daughter.
Guess what? You better believe that's who she learned that behavior
Right.
from. And guess what? As her daughter grow up, guess what? She already got that behavior that she got from her mother. She gonna put this same affliction on her kids.
Hey, real quick before we move on, one of the officers alluded to it. Sirach 30 and 12. Let's read that real quick. Going into how the scripture commands us to discipline our children. All right, punching in the face, that is abuse.
Right.
If you get that is not of God.
That's a
of
project
Satan.
fight.
Exactly.
That's right.
I don't know if y'all remember, we covered probably like a year ago the situation where a mother and a grandmother had the baby, because she got caught drinking some alcohol. So they had her drink like the whole bottle, and she died from it.
Right.
They're trying to do that as punishment, bro. That's not what the Bible instructs us to do. Like the officer brought out in Titus, we got to get back to our heritage.
That's right.
Back to our customs. Read that real quick, please.
The book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
Bow down his neck while he is young.
Come on.
And beat him on the side.
On the sides. On the sides. That's what the Bible instructs us to chastise our children. Go ahead.
While he is a child.
Go ahead.
Lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee.
Hey, let's move on, man. I think there's one more on Coon of the week before we get into the topic of the day. All right, pull it up for us, please. Read that.
Young Miami responds to backlash after fans blast the City Girls for letting her 10-year-old son attend Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud. So apparently Rolling Loud is this big concert.
Right.
All right. I ain't never heard of it until just now. All right, Rolling Loud. So she allowed her 10-year-old son. The other clip was showing a mother. Well, she ain't no mother. She is a ostrich. All right. Showing the ostrich drag her 9-year-old daughter by the hair. Okay, could have broke her neck. The daughter, she just getting dragged, getting punched in the mouth.
Right.
Now you got this sister, and she's like super young too, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. I know she's in her 20s. She has a 10-year-old son. All right, who knows who the father is, right?
Right.
Now she's bringing him. Isn't this the same one who dates Diddy?
Yes,
Well,
sir.
they say she's dating Diddy, but Diddy likes her gay friend.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah,
But
that's-
putting it open right there.
That's
We
what
know how your man gets down. I don't know personally, but I heard.
Right.
All right, you heard that, right? I don't know. I never seen anything, but I heard about it.
That's right.
How your man Diddy gets down. We know why he says, "Take that, take that." All right, let's go back to the article, please. Read that.
I'm sorry, Cap.
You okay?
Young Miami is standing her ground following backlash over her 10-year-old son attending Rolling Loud.
So not only is she doing it, she's supporting the foolishness.
Right.
Wow.
What was that? Romans 1 and 32, right? All right, read that. Romans chapter 1, verse 32. So she is over here defiling her son, not even giving him a chance, and she's defending her wickedness when she get corrected. But it shows you that there's still a remnant out there that know right from wrong.
Right.
So there's hope. So even when we go out to these streets, understand, hey, there's a remnant that's going to repent.
That's right.
All right, but read that real quick.
The book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 31.
Go ahead.
Without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection.
I said 30. Did I say 131 or 32?
32.
32. I want 32.
Sorry, Cap. The book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 32.
Go ahead.
Who, knowing the judgment of God,
Come on.
that they which commit such things are worthy of death.
Come on.
Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
Right, so she's in the midst of wickedness, but she didn't bow down and say, or humble down and say, you know what, y'all right. My apologies, he shouldn't have been out there. But she says, she goes and defend the wickedness.
Right.
All right, that's the issue with that. So she's comfortable in her sin, so she better get comfortable for the nukes to come.
That's right.
All right,
Yeah.
yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say, hey, that's the same sister that I think she was on an interview, and the guy asked her, she's being a city girl, if she would want her daughter to be a city girl. And she said no, she would not want her daughter.
Oh,
to be a
really?
city girl.
I didn't know. I didn't hear that.
Right, but she advocating for the son to go to these pretty much adult concerts.
Damn. You see who the attack is on.
Right.
What's that? Cardi B said the same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Had her, was that WAP playing, and then she turned it off when her daughter came in.
Right.
Same mentality. Damn.
belongs to the streets.
So let's read some of this article real quick, please.
Young Miami, full name Carisha Romika Brownlee, and her City Girls partner JT performed at Rolling Loud in Miami over the weekend. Following their performance, they also threw an after party, which was attended by Carisha's 10-year-old son, Jai Malik Wiggins Jr. UT posted a video of the youngin throwing money on strippers during the festivities.
Oh my gosh, bro. Come on, man.
Which unsurprisingly
now,
got a
dog.
lot of fans riled up. In response to one of Miami's tweets about the event, one of her followers asked if she was going to address the video, which she did. My son at Rolling Loud having a ball backstage, let's address it. The rapper responded, seemingly not seeing the problem. She continued, that's why I don't post my kids. Y'all bees can talk a sore in y'all mouth about me, but I'll never give y'all the chance to have an opinion about my kids. I don't give a...
Hey, with the movie, right?
Right.
They clone Tyrone.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's what that is right there.
That's a perfect example of it.
Yeah, she one of those clones, man. Hey, that's a plug right there. Y'all need to go watch that movie.
Right.
It's fire. It's fire. It's some good
And
stuff
you know
in it.
that's right. So these
Go ahead.
These women, these ostrich women out there, y'all need to repent and close your ostrich legs.
Damn.
And pick up a Bible and learn how to treat the kids according to God's laws.
That's right.
That's what they need to do.
That's what they need to do.
I don't think they know what to teach their kids, Cal. Can I give them a quick scripture?
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me that in Tobit chapter 4, verse 3. Let's see an example of what our forefathers taught our people. Because David did the same thing. Read that. Tobit chapter 4, verse 3. Read it quick for me.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 3.
Read.
And when I had called him, he said, my son, when I am dead, bury me, and despise not thy mother.
So he say, when I die, bury me and respect your mama. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. My son, be mindful of the Lord our God all thy day, and let not thy will be set to sin, or to transgress his commandments.
This is what our ancestors taught us growing up, taught our forefathers growing up, and this is why we thrived as a nation, because we had God's commandments. Now, that's the opposite of God's commandments, teaching your son to throw money on strippers.
Right.
Think of what the outcome of that is going to be when he grow up.
That's right. Yeah, quick script, Cap.
Let me get Sirach 30 and verse 10. Because what's going on right there is she's showing her son a bad example. Because what? You're at Rolling Loud. It's it's one of those known concerts. It's full of weed, smoke, people drunk, naked women everywhere. And what? He's getting involved, and he's going what? He's going to continue to see this as an example. And what's that going to lead him into? That type of life, that lifestyle where what? He's not going to want to do, maybe want to live an honest life, or maybe he have to find the right role models. But come on now, what she's teaching this young man is not what he needs to be doing. Go ahead and read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 10. Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him.
Like she said, he's having a blast in the VIP section. Don't laugh with him. Don't teach him this. You're having a good time in this wicked environment. Read on.
And lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end.
And that's, the outcome of what? Showing your son the wrong way, you're going to be gnashing your teeth at the end.
She's going to find out in 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Don't worry about that thing.
Hey, LGBT was out there too, Cap. Just know that.
Yeah. When he started getting bigger, started feeling himself, she's going to regret Rolling Loud.
Right.
I believe, what's that, Proverbs 19 and 18, I believe. Message. Let me hear that one real quick. So, just like the officer alluded to, it's all fun and games right now, okay? But this is going to turn into something. Right. A monster raising a child, what's going to happen to that child? He's going to become a monster.
That's
You're
right.
going to learn today.
Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 18.
Come on.
Chasten thy son while there is hope.
Right. The Bible say, chasten your children while there's hope. When is there hope? When they're young like that.
Right.
But like the officer just pulled, the scripture he just pulled in Sirach, it says, laugh not with thy child, lest he do what? Lest he make thee afraid.
Gnash thy teeth.
Gnash thy teeth.
Right. Yep.
There you go. Lest he gnash thy teeth, meaning what? It's going to come a day where you're going to regret your lack of parenting.
Right.
All right? Because guess what? Her life can be threatened in the next 5 years.
Right.
All right? From the things that he's learned. So read that all the way through again for me.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 18.
Go ahead.
Chasten thy son while there is hope.
Read.
And let not thy soul spare for his crying.
Right. Let not thy soul spare for his crime. Mama, I want to go to Rolling Out with you. He's like, nah. First and foremost, she shouldn't be at Rolling Loud.
Right.
That's the issue right there. You understand? We're not condoning any of it. No adult, no child should be at Rolling Loud. All right, but obviously it should not be the child that cannot discern good versus evil.
Right.
You're supposed to be teaching him the difference.
That's right.
All right. All right. Hey, let's drop that. Let's drop that, man. Let's get into today's topic of the day. But before we do, we need y'all to push that like button. Push the button. There's like 600 people. That last time I checked. We need 600 likes.
Right.
We need 600 likes. All right. So go ahead and like, and then share this stream. All right. So hey, let's get to it, man. Today's topic of the day. Let's get the book of 2 Thessalonians. All right. So let's pull that up, IT. All right. Read that for us, please.
The book of 2 Thessalonians.
Oh.
The topic of the day. Oppenheimer, the arms race at the end of the world.
All right, so it's a Oppenheimer, the arms race, and the end of the world.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, so yeah, we did go see Oppenheimer. We're not gonna spoil the movie for you,
right?
But this is more of like a history lesson, right? So I guess it can enhance your movie experience. Yeah, shouts out to the thumbnail team. Can we get? Thank you. Thank you. I thought they was going to, just try the thumbnail team like that. So yeah, good arts. What is it? Artsmanship. Yeah. Craftsmanship. Is that the word I need? Good craftsmanship to the thumbnail team. Put the art back on the screen. Don't look at me. All right. So what we got from left to right? We got what was that? The bomb. Right. The mushroom cloud. Right. That's what they call it. You got Oppenheimer right there. You got Hitler representing Germany, teaming. We're going to get to that.
Right.
You got a remix of the Soviet flag.
Right.
All right. All right, so it's Oppenheimer, the arms race, and the end of the world. All right, so let's get the scriptures real quick, man. Give me that, 2 Thessalonians 2:3. All right, watch this, y'all.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 3.
Come on.
Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
What's that day talking about? It's talking about our deliverance, all right, from this wicked world. So let's say the end's not going to come unless there be a falling away first. When did that falling away take place historically? In 70 A.D.
That's right.
All right, that's when the Romans came. And this is tying into what we went over earlier. You know, a lot of people, they like to, give me that in 2 Peter 3:3. Okay, keep it biblical. A lot of people like to gainsay and say, all of that's been happening. Hey, the kingdom of heaven has been suffering violence for centuries. You're darn right. And that's the same thing that Christ said. Who's the kingdom of heaven? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites.
That's right.
All right, yes, we have been suffering violence for centuries.
You better read your
all right, and
Bible.
we're still suffering violence. But there is going to come a day when we're going to get delivered. So read that verse real quick about all the gainsayers and the doubters out there. Watch this.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 3.
Come on.
Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers.
Right, there's going to come in the last days scoffers, read.
Walking after their own lusts. And saying, where is the promise of his coming?
Right, they're saying, where's the promise of his coming? Y'all been talking about the weather report. I've been talking about wars, rumors of war. Bishop been dropping down the Revelation series, all of these prophecies. Yeah, y'all been talking about that for years. Yeah, I remember Bishop when he was in the original One West. I remember that. He been talking about the same thing for over 30 years. Yeah, but guess what? There is a God.
That's right.
That's right.
And the Bible's true.
Bring it up.
And you don't have the understanding of the Bible.
Right.
So the best thing to do is be quiet.
Right.
That's the best thing to do. Read that verse again.
Verse 4. And saying, where is the promise of his coming?
Come on.
For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
It's talking about our forefathers, the prophets. Since they died, it says, hey, everything's the same as it was in the beginning of creation. Hey, last time I checked, we went over this a few weeks ago. It say when Christ come back, it's going to be just like the days of Noah.
That's right.
You know, it's crazy they say that. Oh, that's not going to happen. That's the same thing they were saying in the days of Noah, too.
Yep.
Noah was out there prophesying about the end of the world. But they just kept living their life, continued to sin. And guess what happened? Surely, truly and surely, the flood did come.
Right. That's right.
All right, so go back to that verse. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of.
You see that? They are willingly ignorant. Willingly ignorant. Wisdom of Solomon 14 says that as well, right? All right, let's get that. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 22, I believe. All right, help me out, Rita. Help me out. All right, it says the same thing about that willful ignorance. All right, we're going somewhere today, so stay tuned. Okay, read that, 22.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 22.
Go ahead.
Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God.
Right, they erred in the knowledge of God. What is the knowledge of God? God's commandments. They erred in the knowledge of God. Come on.
But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance.
Right, they lived in a great war of ignorance, meaning what? They wanted to be willfully ignorant so they could say, oh, I didn't know. It doesn't matter if you did not know. Was that Matthew 12 and 47? I got to stop this now, right? Matthew 12 and 47, all right? But this is a good build-up. Matthew 12 and 47. Watch this, y'all.
The book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 47.
Let me hear that.
Then one said unto him.
No. Luke 12 and 47. That's talking about the family. This is what it's talking about right here. When it talks about those who like to be willfully ignorant. Watch this.
The book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 47.
Read.
And that servant which knew his Lord's will.
Right, so it says servants who know God's will, meaning what? We know to keep God's commandments. We don't make excuses. We don't doubt. Read.
And prepared not himself.
Come on.
Neither did according to his will.
So if you know the commandments, that's like what we read in Romans 1 and 32. Knowing the judgment of God, but you're still breaking his commandments. You're worthy of what? Death.
Right.
Read.
Right. Shall be beaten with many stripes.
Right, you're going to be beaten with many stripes. Come on.
But he that knew not and did commit things.
So here's the thing. It says, he that did not know and but still was committing sin. This goes into the brothers and sisters that do repent. You know, they didn't know before, but they still going to get jacked up for what they did, even though they didn't know. Read.
But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes.
Come on.
Shall be beaten with few stripes.
You see that? You're still going to be beaten. And if you don't repent at all, you're going to be destroyed.
That's right.
So now let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 14:22. All right, so now's the time to wake up and realize that these prophecies are according to plan.
That's right.
According to God's plan. Read that.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 22.
Go ahead.
Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God.
Come on.
But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance.
That they lived in a great war of ignorance. Come on.
Those so great plagues called they peace.
Right. Those so great plagues called they peace. What great plagues? The earthquakes. The nations being against nation. Wars and rumors of war. All of that. They see all of these plagues as peace. That's the American people right now. Okay? Although the Most High is trying to get our attention by bringing judgment on the earth, a lot of our people think that everything is cool. Right. Even though America just killed another one of Iran's leaders,
That's right.
America still think everything's cool.
Right.
All right, so understand, it's time to wake up. Drop that. Let's go back to 2 Thessalonians. I want verses 3 and 4. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 3 and 4. Watch this.
Yes, sir. The book of Second Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 3.
Come on.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And that man of sin be revealed.
And that man of sin be revealed. What verse yet?
This is the end of verse 3, sir.
Read on.
The son of perdition.
The son of perdition. Come on.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshiped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God.
There you go. So he wants to be worshiped. All right, so now we're about to get into today's topic. It's was it Oppenheimer, the arms race, and the end of the world. Right. So real quick, we're going to go through a quick history lesson in the Bible. All right, watch this, watch this. Give me the book of Revelations, the 9th chapter. I want to start at verse 3. All right, so we're going to touch briefly World War I, World War II, a little bit, okay? Obviously, Bishop Nathaniel went over this in the Revelations 9 breakdown. This ain't that, okay? We're just going to do, touch on a few things, all right?
That's right.
All right, but give me that verse 3. Watch this.
The book of Revelations, chapter 9 and verse 3.
Come on.
And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth.
IT, could you give me a picture of locusts, please? All right, so read that verse again.
Yes, sir. Verse 3. And there came out of the earth, and there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth.
Now, when it's talking about that smoke is going into war and destruction. All right, that's what it's talking about, verses 1 and 2. All right, go ahead.
And unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power.
As the scorpions of the earth have power. Now watch this in verse 4.
Verse 4.
Come on.
And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth.
Right. Who are the ones that were commanded? These are going into all of the nations that fought in World War I. All right, that's what it's going into. All right, read on.
Neither any green thing.
Neither any green thing, read.
Neither any tree. But also those men which have not the seal of God in their forehead.
Now that's very heavy right there. So it says, don't hurt the green things, don't hurt the earth. Why? Because that's what a normal locust would do, right?
Right.
So do you have that picture of a locust for me? Could you have one flying, a locust flying? Could you pull that up for us, please. Locust flying. All right. Let's go to the third on the bottom left. Did you hear what we said? Third on the bottom left. Good gosh. Could you go back to it, please? Wow. All right, blow that up, please. Yeah, that's not what we call it, but this will work. Make it big for us. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Okay, very good, very good. Good picture. We'll deal with that. So let's go back to verses 3 and 4. Watch this, y'all.
The book of Revelations, chapter 9 and verse 3.
Come on.
And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth. And unto them was given power as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded of them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth.
Right, as you can see in this depiction right here, that's what locusts do. They tear up fields. They hurt the grass, read.
Neither any green thing.
Right, but these particular locusts, they weren't commanded to do what normal locusts do. All right, go ahead.
Neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their forehead.
Right, only people that can have the seal of God in their foreheads is the Israelites. Right. So what is this talking about? This is going into the nations involved in World War I. What are the locusts? Could you give me that picture? I put it in topic of the day. Give me that picture of the World War II fighter plane or fighter jet. All right, pull that up for us. Transition. Come on, IT. We need you to roll faster than that. There you go. These are the locusts that the scriptures are talking about. That's right. Right here. All right. So it's not actual locusts. This is just a vision that John saw. Mind you, if John was on the island of Patmos when he's getting these revelations revealed to him, he didn't know how to make it out. Like Deacon Malachi brought out, he was time traveling. Right. So he saw it. He was like, damn, what is this? What am I hearing? What am I seeing? And he said the best thing that it could resemble was those locusts. All right? All right, so now let's go back to the scripture real quick. Give me verse 5. Watch this.
Verse 5. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months.
The 5 months. The World War I took place for 5 years, 1914 to 1918. All right, come on.
And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man.
When he striketh a man. What is it talking about? It's talking about the gunners that were at the rear end of these fighter jets. That's what it's talking about. For the sake of time, let's jump down to let's keep reading, verse 6.
Verse 6.
Come on.
And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
Hey, you know a good movie that depicts that, even though it was Vietnam? Do you remember when Forrest Gump got shot? He got shot in the butt, right? And they took him and Lieutenant Dan to like the infirmary, right? Remember, Lieutenant Dan really wanted to do what? Die. He wanted to die. Right. He didn't want to live the rest of his life without his legs. Right. That's what this is going into right here. All right, read verse 6 again.
Verse 6.
Go ahead.
And in those days shall men seek death.
Come on.
And shall not find it. And shall desire to die.
Right.
And death shall flee from them.
Right, because they would be carried and taken to the infirmary and be treated. All right, now let's go to verse 7. Watch this.
Verse 7.
Come on.
And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle. And on their heads were as if it were crowns like gold. And their faces were as the faces of men.
Verse 8.
And they had hair as the hair of women. And their teeth were as the teeth of lions.
Right, and their teeth was as the teeth of lions. Give me that fighter jet with the teeth.
Bring it on.
Give me that one real quick, so you can see the depiction. How are we looking, IT? Okay, no.
With the teeth.
Teeth.
Come on now, dog.
The one with the teeth.
The one with the teeth. Anybody want to say something? Say something. Bring out something. Come on, officers.
But this what we going with we going through the scriptures, the World War I. Just thinking about it, the things that happened back then with the atom bomb. Guess what? It's gonna happen again to America, because as we're going over like pestilence, the wars and rumors of war, the famine, all that is happening now. So the nations like the U.S., they all in these different nations, spies and things like that. But everything gonna turn upon them. Right. Everything gonna turn back on them. The war.
And you got to imagine John trying like he's never saw. They didn't have planes during the time John was prophesying, and like Cat was bringing out. So he's doing the best he can to describe what he knows to what he was seeing.
All right, IT, you got that? All right, let's pull that up. Let's pull that up. Let's transition. Come on, IT. We need you to be quicker. Quicker today. No. Can we get one with some color?
Right.
I was just back there with him too. I just backed it. Thank you. Can we click? Yeah, thank you. Excellent.
Right.
So this is a depiction of the fighter jet. So now let's go back to the scripture. You can take it down. All right, read that for us, please.
The book of Revelations, chapter 9 and verse 8.
Come on.
And they had hair as the hair of women.
Now, I don't want to ask too much from IT. IT, do you have the one with the scarf, with the pilot with the scarf? Do you have that? All right, pull that up for us. There you go.
Right.
So read that verse again.
Verse 8. And they had hair as the hair of women.
Right, and they had hair as the hair of women. So this is what John is seeing right here. All right, so he's seeing the pilots in these World War II fighter jets, World War I and World War II, because it's going, giving us a glimpse of both. All right. Read on.
And their teeth were as the teeth of lions.
As the teeth of lions. So do me a favor. Let's jump down to verse 12. Watch this.
Verse 12. One woe is past.
What's the one woe? That's World War I. Come on.
And behold, there come two woes more hereafter.
Right. Coming quickly comes World War II. All right. Coming quickly comes World War II. So now I really want to get into today's topic in regards to Oppenheimer, the arms race, and the end of the world. Because what took place, give me the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 7. All right. At this time, you had these German scientists. All right. One in particular, he went by the name of Heisenberg. All right. Heisenberg. And I actually got a quick video. So let's play that video real quick. It's titled Oppenheimer versus Heisenberg. I want you to start at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and then we're going to come back and read this scripture. All right. Watch this, y'all. Let's go.
Heisenberg publishes a paper that describes the limitations of what we can know about how particles behave at the subatomic level. It's called the uncertainty principle, and it'll forever change how quantum physics is understood. In 1933, Heisenberg receives the Nobel Prize, making him one of the youngest winners of all time. He is now one of Germany's most important scientists, just as a new party is coming to power in the country. The National Socialists.
And that's the rise of Hitler. All right. Nazi Germany. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on, IT.
University of California, Berkeley.
Consider the physical phenomenon on a nanoscopic scale.
5,000 miles away, Heisenberg's work has captured the attention of another young physicist.
Where the action is on the order of the Planck constant.
J. Robert Oppenheimer is an ambitious college professor who also dreams of making his mark on the world.
He was born to a fairly well-to-do family of Jewish immigrants from Germany.
Stop. Don't forget, this is Amalek. This is Amalek. You know, Amalek always tries to paint themselves as being righteous and all of that. Hey, it's Amalek that killed over 200,000 people. It's Amalek that killed over 600 million of my people.
That's right.
They funded the what? They funded the slave trade. All right? We can't forget these things.
Right.
Okay? We cannot forget these things.
And you know that's right.
All right, wait a second. 100 million. I think that was wrong. 100 million of my people. All right, let's go back to the clip.
Extremely intelligent, extremely capable. He's ambitious, and Oppenheimer's salvation in physics was being exposed to quantum mechanics and Heisenberg.
Oppenheimer sees Heisenberg's subatomic world as a new frontier, ripe for discovery, especially when he gets word of a singular breakthrough. A team of Germans claim they've turned quantum theory into action and have split the uranium atom. Oppenheimer doesn't believe it's possible until his team recreates the experiment and they see for themselves. A nuclear reaction releases more energy than a chemical reaction, as much as 50 million times more.
And I want y'all to stop. How in the world do you just sit there? Oh, this is what we gonna do. We gonna split the atom. It's like, huh?
Right.
Split the atom. What you talking about? What the hell wrong with this guy? It's showing you that is Satan literally working through these people.
That's right.
That's all that is. Give me that in Ecclesiastes, man. Ecclesiastes 4:1. What type of dreams is he having?
Right.
The hell is this? Ecclesiastes 4:1. Let me hear that one, please.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Come on.
So I returned and considered all the oppression that are done under the sun.
So we got to look at all the oppression that's been done throughout history. All right, come on.
And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed.
The tears of such that were oppressed, that's going into our people right there. All right, come on.
And they had no comforter.
And we had no comforter. Why? Because the Lord, he turned his face against us. He turned his face against us because of our iniquity. Yeah, we'll take a quick call, but let me finish the scripture. Go ahead.
And on the side of their oppressor?
And on the side of their what?
Of their oppressors.
There was what?
There was power.
There was what?
Power.
It was power that was given unto them. Now remember, real quick, Isaiah 47, I believe, and I think it's verse 12. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 12. That type of thought or that type of knowledge just does not come out of nowhere. That came from Satan himself.
That's right.
All right, read this for us.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 12.
Come on.
Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorcery.
Of that what?
Thy sorcery.
It's that witchcraft. Right. It's showing you prophetically how the Germans, how these Europeans got that type of knowledge. All right, because remember, when you read Revelation 17, America's just a break off from Great Britain. They're all family, all of those European nations, okay? Read that again.
Verse 12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thine youth.
From thy youth, meaning what? Since 1776. Right. It's showing you, it's talking about America's youth. Hey, real quick, we'll take that call. Shalom, caller. What's your question or your comment?
Shalom, Cap. Most High in Christ bless. I just wanted to say, pull to attention about the guy Heisenberg or whatever. You know how he got the Nobel Peace Prize?
Mm-hmm.
But that Nobel Peace Prize is named after a dude named Nobel who invented dynamite.
Yeah. Bro, we trying not to spoil the movie.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, we know you went and saw Oppenheimer this weekend, bro. We know, bro. All praise to the Most High. Thank you for calling in, bro. All praises. All right. Yeah, let's continue. Do me a favor. Go back to the video. Watch this, y'all. Go back to the video.
The splitting of the atom releases a little tiny bit of energy. But if you split a huge number of atoms at the same time, you release an unprecedented amount of energy. The question on the table was, could that be done?
But who asked those questions?
Right.
That's the thing about it. Who asked these guys?
Right.
These are the children of Satan.
That's right.
These are the children of Satan. Understand that thing. Hey, real quick, go to Revelation 6:4, man. So, as you can see, according to Scripture, according to prophecy and history, after World War I came World War II very quickly, right? At the beginning, America really wasn't getting into it until like the Pearl Harbor incident, right? So we want to show you prophetically what started taking place. After Heisenberg came to that discovery and they actually split the atom, Oppenheimer's over here like, okay, it's only going to be a matter of time before they do what? Before they build the first atom bomb.
Right.
All right. So this is what was taking place. Give me Revelation 6:4. Watch this.
The book of Revelations, chapter 6 and verse 4.
Come on.
And there went out another horse that was red.
Come on.
And power was given to him that sat there on.
Right. The red horses are talking about the Edom or Esau, the Edomites, Idumeans. All right. Because what? They're not white. They're red all over. Okay. Go ahead.
To take peace from the earth.
And how would they take peace from the earth? Through dropping bombs. Right. That's how they would take peace from the earth, through having wars. All right, World War I, and then immediately after World War II. All right, Hitler started going crazy. All right, started invading all of the European countries, and then World War II broke out. Right. All right, read on.
And that they should kill one another.
That they should do what?
Kill one another.
And that's what? that's not nation versus nation. What is that? Who can remember?
Kingdom
against kingdom. All right, that's what the Bible's talking about. And when did this take place? In the 1940s.
Right.
Does that mean that Christ ends up coming back? No. That just means that this has to happen before the big wars break out. Okay? And not saying that was a big pivotal war before the later wars to take place.
Right.
I should say. All right, let's read on.
And there was given unto him a great sword. And when he had opened...
What verse you at?
This is the start of verse 5.
I don't want verse 5.
Yes,
all right, just to show you World War II in the scriptures. All right, now, I told you to hold Jeremiah 49, right? So let's hit Jeremiah 49 and verse 7. Watch this, y'all.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 7.
Come on.
Concerning Edom.
Concerning Edom, the whole nation. All right, come on.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts. Is wisdom no more in Teman?
Stop. Why would it say that prophetically? It says, is wisdom no more in Teman? Because what is this talking about? This is talking about the fall of Edom. All right, right now, Esau is on top. All right, they're the mightiest nations. That's who's on top right now. So the prophet asks the question. Read it again.
Is wisdom no more in Teman?
What wisdom is that talking about? He's talking about those scientific breakthroughs that were taking place during World War II. All right, who are we talking about? Heisenberg, Albert Einstein, all right, and Oppenheimer. That's what it's talking about right there. All right, the wise men in Teman. Teman is Germany. All right, so it's talking about those German scientists. All right, read it again.
Verse 7. Concerning Edom.
Concerning Edom, read.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts. Is wisdom no more in Teman?
Is wisdom no more in Teman? Come on.
Is counsel perished from the prudent?
Is counsel perished from the prudent? Well, let's see why he's saying that. Come on.
Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back. Dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him.
There you go, because there's going to come a day when, guess what, America's going to be destroyed and the other European nations go into captivity. And he says the same thing. Isaiah says the same thing. Go to Isaiah 47 and 13. All right? Isaiah says the same exact thing. All right? So he says, remember in verse 12, he talked about the enchantments and the sorcery. All right? Let's see what he says when destruction comes. Watch this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
Thou art worried in the multitude of thy counsel.
Right. Now you're worried. The counsels are going into your science. You're wearied in the multitude of your counsels. Go ahead.
Let now the astrologers,
Uh-huh.
the stargazers,
Read.
the monthly prognosticators,
Uh-huh.
stand up and save thee from these things.
Right, because remember, ain't y'all the ones who came up with the atom bomb?
Right.
Hey, now y'all should be able to save yourselves from God, right?
That's right.
Because remember, they're the ones who want to be worshipped, right? All right, come on.
And save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
Read.
Behold, they shall be as stubble.
They shall be as stubble. Read.
The fire shall burn them.
Come on.
They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame.
All right, I ain't gonna finish that just yet. Now, let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 11. We brought this out earlier, but we're gonna read down this time, okay? All right, so going into, it was a mad race between, it was Nazi Germany and America who was going to develop the first atom bomb. All right, and we know according to history who won that? United States of America. All right, so read this, verse 11.
The book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 11.
Actually, start at verse 9 for me.
The book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 9.
Read fast, come on.
If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Come on.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Read.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Right, these are going into the two American political parties. Read on.
And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him.
Who was that? Rome. All right. And remember what they did to the children of Israel. Rome had us in captivity too. The United States of America did the exact same thing. Exercised the same power. Come on.
And causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast.
Right. There you go. And everything goes back to their ancestry. When in Rome, where do statements like that come from? They come from the beast.
That's right.
All right, come on.
Whose deadly wound was healed.
Whose deadly wound was healed. When did this take place? In 193 A.D. All right, this took place after Septimius Severus, which was a black man, a Jew, who took down the Roman Empire. Was he righteous? No. But a black man took them down.
Right.
All right? And their wound was healed during what? The Renaissance period, okay? When they came back to prominence. Read on.
Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders.
And he does what?
Great wonders.
He does great wonders. Who is that? this beast. Who's the beast? United States of America. Okay, come on.
So that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth.
That he does what?
Maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
In the sight of the whole world. Okay, come on.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
Right, and deceiveth everyone that dwell on the earth. How does he deceive them? Give me Job chapter 9, verse 24. This is how he deceives them, okay? At the same time came the image of the beast, right? When they started pushing that white image of Caesar Borgia, okay? All right, watch this, watch this.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Come on.
The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Who are the rightful judges on the earth? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, when they did these great wonders, when they did this miracle, they made the whole earth believe that God was with them. That's what it's talking about when he deceived the nations. All right, so go back to verse 14, I think you at. I'm not looking.
The book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 14.
Read.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
By those what?
By those miracles.
Hey, Bishop already brought that out in the class. So yeah, they say that in the film. Oppenheimer says, hey, you want me to perform this miracle? That's what he says. Why? Because he had to say it. Because this Bible is a true book. Read on.
Which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Who gave him that power? Satan. Satan gave them that type of power. Read on.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast.
The image of the beast. That's when they start pushing that white image of Caesar Borgia. All right, come on.
Which had the wound by a sword.
Which had a wound by a sword.
And did live.
And did live. From there. Let's go. We have another video. Cue that other video up for me, please. So the atomic bomb was dropped August 9, 1945, right? On Hiroshima and Nagasaki, okay? We almost done because we got to get to the rundown. All right, play this video for me. Start at the beginning.
Two new superpowers
Turn it up.
emerged at the end of the Second World War, the United States and the Soviet Union.
Stop. So it said two new world superpowers emerged after World War II, the United States of America and the Soviet Union. So this is going into what? The arms race now. Because that's what Oppenheimer said. He said he knew as soon as he did that, now it's going to be a fight. Hey, somebody else is going to do this. But remember President Truman, he was like, no, it's not going to happen. All right, they didn't think that it was going to be able to be duplicated in such a short span of time. All right, play on.
The world knew that the United States already had atomic weapons. On August the 29th, 1949, the Soviets revealed theirs. The main event of 1949 would shake the Western world and threaten civilization. The Soviets had tested an atomic bomb, and the nuclear arms race had begun. The Soviet nuclear program began in the 1940s. Starting outside Moscow, the project moved to the village of Sarov, a place that would disappear from the maps for the next 45 years. Espionage fueled the speed of the project. Atomic spies gathered intelligence from inside the American Manhattan Project that had developed the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Uranium to power the reactor was confiscated from Germany until domestic sources were obtained. The focus of the Soviet program was to test the bomb as soon as possible. The plutonium bomb, which was called First Lightning by the Soviets and codenamed Joe 1 in the West, announced itself to the world on August the 29th, 1949.
Hey, for the sake of time, pause, stop it right there. So what happened during the Manhattan Project that Oppenheimer ran, they had Russian spies over there who took the technology that he developed and bring it back to the Soviets. All right, and they developed their first nuke in 1949, 4 years after United States of America, okay? Now, I will say something. I ain't gonna say when it happened, but we're just gonna show you that Esau does know that as soon as they created, all right, as soon as they created this nuclear bomb or this atom bomb, they knew that they also created the end of the world. All right, so we're gonna touch that briefly and get into the rundown. All right, give me the book of Revelation chapter 17, verse 19, 17 and 16. All right, watch this. Going into the EU or NATO. Actually, it is NATO right here. Read this.
The book of Revelations, chapter 17 and verse 16.
Read fast, come on.
And the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
They shall hate the whore. Who's the whore? The United States of America. All right, come on.
And shall make her desolate.
And shall make her desolate. How would they do that? By what? Nuclear warfare. That's how they would make her desolate. Give me the book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 12. And I want you to read down. Watch this.
The book of Revelations, chapter 6 and verse 12.
Come on.
And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood.
Come on.
And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind.
Right, that big earthquake is going into those nukes. That's what that's going into. Come on.
And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together.
What is that scroll talking about? That mushroom cloud. All right, that's what it's talking about. Come on.
And every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the king of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every freeman hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb.
And from the wrath of who?
The Lamb.
Remember what he's saying in Isaiah 47. Hey, what are you going to, hey, is your counsels going to deliver you from this? Is your wise man going to deliver you from this? No, ain't nothing that can deliver you from the wrath of God. Come on, verse 17.
Verse 17. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
And who shall be able to stand? Give me Job. All right, because Job time traveled too. Job time traveled too. All right, give me, I'm going to just get to the point. Give me verse 24, Job 20:24.
The book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 24.
Come on.
He shall flee from the iron weapons.
Come on.
And the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Come on.
It is drawn and cometh out of the body.
That's talking about the warheads. They come out of the earth. They're called silos. All right, the nuclear warheads coming out of the earth. So what is Job talking about? The iron weapon. The same thing Isaiah saw. Give me that in Isaiah 54:16, the waster. All right, it's talking about these nukes, the ICBMs. Now they got the hypersonics, right? All right, read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 54 and verse 16.
Come on.
Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And it have created, and I have created, the waster to destroy.
The waster to destroy. Now go back to Job. We're going to finish right here for the sake of time. Watch this. Start at verse 24.
The book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 24.
Come on.
He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gowl. Terrors are upon him.
Now when it talks about the sword, it's talking about the missiles. Come on.
Verse 26. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places.
Uh-huh.
And a fire not blown shall consume him.
What is the secret places talking about? It's talking about his bunkers. So even though he tries to escape in the bunkers, they still going to be found out. Go ahead.
That's right.
It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
Read.
The heavens shall reveal his iniquity.
Uh-huh.
And the earth shall rise up against him.
The earth shall rise up against him because his sins have finally reached the heavens.
That's
Go ahead.
The increase of his house shall depart.
Uh-huh.
And his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath.
Read.
This is the portion of a wicked man from God.
Come on.
And the heritage appointed unto him by God.
Let's get a round of applause for that thing right there. That's the end of the world. That's how it's going in. Let's get ready for the rundown. We got Officer Losias, Officer Elijah, Sampson, and Aaron. IT, y'all ready? Let's play the clip. Let's get into it. Come on. Reader.
Social carnage.
UFO crisis. Let's go.
Congress holding UFO hearings Wednesday. How the topic
Turn up the reader's mic, please. Let's go.
How the topic went from taboo to mainstream.
Scroll down.
Congress is set to hold a hearing Wednesday on UFOs in an effort to compel the Defense Department to release more information about the phenomena that was once seen as a taboo, but it has become a focus for lawmakers in recent years after a series of bombshell reports revealing hundreds of military observation of mysterious airborne objects.
Right. So when we read like Luke 21, right? Matthew 24, talking about the fearful sights. So it's increasing to the point where they just had a meeting in Congress about UFOs. Right. All right, let's go to the next video. Watch this. Read that.
Lawmakers claim UFO cover-ups from Pentagon military as witnesses head to Congress. David Gruchet among UFO whistleblowers witnesses to testify at historic hearing next week.
Go ahead, scroll down.
lawmakers said that they had an argument with a commanding officer at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida as they pushed for answers about UFOs. Representatives Tim Burkett, Republican of Tennessee, and Anna Paulina Luna, Republican of Florida, said their efforts to disclose records about UFOs, or what the government calls unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP, have been met with resistance from the Pentagon and intelligence community.
Right, because if they start admitting that, that's going to show that they don't have everything together.
Right.
All right, so they want to keep these things locked up and secret. All right, real quick. Actually, officers, do you have anything on that?
Yes, sir. Give me 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 16. Because as we read stuff like this, America teaches you to be scared and fearful of the thought of a UFO. But we reading the Bible, we know that the Bible speaks of the Most High God visiting us.
You better read your Bible.
The way we receive it is totally the opposite the way they receive it when they see it. Read that.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2 and verse 16.
Read.
To the one we are the Savior of death unto death.
So as the thought of Israelites waking up and having people visit the Most High God and chariots visiting us, that's death to the other nations. They hate the thought of that. Read.
Right. And to the other, the Savior of life unto life.
But when we read it, we know that's the Most High God fulfilling his promises that we're going to be saved in the end days. These are prophecies that God said we're going to happen.
Right, and this gives us hope as well. Give me that 2 Ezra, the 13th chapter. All right, 2 Ezra chapter 13, and give me verse 31. Watch this, y'all.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 31.
Start at 29.
Verse 29.
Uh-huh.
Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth.
Right. When it gets at its worst or at its climax, that's when deliverance is coming. Come on.
And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
The other nations, come on.
And one shall undertake to fight against another.
All right, they should take the fight against another. This is called World War III. Come on.
One city against another.
Uh-huh.
One place against another.
Read.
One people against another.
Watch this.
And one realm against another.
And one realm against another. That's going into these nations, stopping the war that they fighting against each other and turning the fight against the UFOs, which are the angels. Christ and the angels is coming back to deliver us. All right, let's go to death penalty.
Right.
Death penalty. Yeah, this is Trump. All right, play that video. Come on, yo. Got 5 minutes.
To host a screening at Bedminster of the important new film, Sound of Freedom, about the power of faith in overcoming evil, and in particular, the evil of child trafficking. Big problem. We had it down to the lowest number in many years just 4 years ago, and now it's gone through the roof. Even though the fake news media has tried to ignore it, Sound of Freedom has been a national sensation and a colossal success at the box office, really big numbers. Everyone should see it. This is a very important film and very important movie, and it's a very important documentary all wrapped up in one. It's really about an issue that has to be discussed. Under my leadership, we did more than any administration in history to combat human trafficking and to end modern-day slavery. In one of my first acts in office, I signed an executive order targeting transnational criminal organizations that traffic and exploit innocent people. I signed the Frederick Douglass Trafficking Victims Prevention and Protection Reauthorization Act, authorizing $430 million to fight sex and labor trafficking.
So stop.
As
As you can see, Trump, he's trying to get back in office. Right. So what he ended up doing, he's pushing for the death penalty against all traffickers, and he also mentions the cartel, because remember, that's what they're pushing for anyway.
Right.
All right. So that's the narrative on the earth. Always, when it comes to things like this, brothers and sisters, just know it's going to turn on us.
That's right.
All right. I wish we had more time to break it down. And the other things I really want to go into, we'll save human meat, Pope and LGBTQ, gay water, and GMO terror. We're going to say that for next week, because I want to spend the last 5 minutes on social credit score. So play the first video, please.
Everybody in here is okay?
Welcome to legalized segregation. New York family kicked out a restaurant after failing to produce vaccine passports.
All right, so it's getting to the point. This is happening on American soil. All right, for all of those people who believe and just trust in America that they can never do these things, somebody don't told you wrong.
Right.
All right, so turn the volume down just a little bit. So you got a family that's in New York. They're about to get kicked out because they don't have a vaccine passport. All right, play that video.
Everybody's in here okay with setting segregation in society? Everybody's okay with that? Oh, we don't have our vaccine cards, so now the kids can't eat. We can't eat. You guys are okay with that? This is the America you want to live in? Is this the America you want to live in? No, fuck you. You see? You're not American. That's why you need to get the fuck out of here if you're not American. All right? Get the fuck out of here. Okay? This is America.
All right, stop. And that's that drug. Go back to Wisdom of Solomon 14:22 one more time. That's why we started with 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. The man of sin has to be revealed. Why? Because everybody thinks that America is righteous.
Right.
That's why he got to be revealed. Read that again. Wisdom of Solomon. Come on.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 22.
Go ahead.
Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God. But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace.
They see a great plague like this. You can't even go to a restaurant. But what? This isn't America. You still think that America is that peaceful nation.
Right.
Even though they're showing you right in front of your face, get the hell out. But they've been showing that in front of the black man's face for over 400 years.
Right.
And our people still got that deception over their eyes. They still got that blindfold on.
Right.
Hey, real quick for the sake of time, go to the next video with this, the development of the social credit score. Because it's here right now.
Right.
They just haven't formally announced it.
Right.
All right, go ahead. All right, so what is this talking about? This is going into the facial recognition at your checkout counters. All right, so this is the next wave of technology. They already got the Apple Pay, right? So now they're going with the facial recognition, and they already trained us on our what? On our cell phones.
Right.
So the people are going to be programmed to voluntarily accept that thing.
Right.
All right, give me the next video. Watch this. Oh yeah, play this.
Big things are happening right now, and we need to be getting prepared for it. Right now, people are being banned from their grocery stores, from their department stores.
So stop.
Major stores.
In the video we saw, it's a restaurant, but he's saying no, there's grocery stores.
Right.
And let's see why people are being stopped and seeing what they're trying to push. Watch this, y'all.
Are now, and chains are now banning people. These are articles coming out of the New York Times. They are banning people. And they are promoting this as well. They're saying this is a good thing. Okay, so we are entering this dystopian future, and people are being locked out of stores. They have to stand up. This is happening in the USA right now, multiple states, where people have to stand outside of a store and have their face scanned before they can enter the store.
Stop. You see that thing right there? Why? This is why. So they can have even more hands-on. It's going to that digital money system as well.
Right.
All right, last video, then we're going to close out. Watch this. All right, yeah, play that.
Basically a neighborhood where you can reach everything you need within a 15-minute foot walk. A doctor, grocery store, and so forth. However, if you now fancy another store and it does not happen to be in your neighborhood, you won't be going to that store anymore. Total control is what we're talking about. Once they decide you're no longer allowed to leave your 15-minute immediate area, they don't have to fence it in or anything. It will be done via digital ID.
With the social credit system, kind of
Something
maintaining
like that.
compliance.
Yes. And there's pilot projects already going on in Bologna. It's called the Bologna wallet, and in Vienna it's called the Vienna token. It's voluntary for now, and it's only pretty much enticing people to get some ticket for a little less or something like that, to go to theater, something like that. But soon there will be a time you don't have a choice anymore. You have to have this digital green certificate, this QR code, whatever, and then they will tell you where you can go, what you can do, and what you can and cannot.
Well, there it is. Out of the mouth of the devil himself. Revelations 13:16. They will end right here. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Read this.
The book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 16.
Come on.
And he called us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand.
What's the mark? The mark is sin. The mark is sin. Meaning what? If you don't want to go along with the LGBTQ, your facial recognition is going to come up and it's going to show he or she does not agree with gay rights.
Bring it up.
You understand that? So stop saying it's a damn chip. It has nothing to do with a chip.
Right.
All right? They're trying to get control over everything. So guess what? Your face is going to be matched with your bank account as well.
That's right.
And they're going to stop access to your bank account. They're going to stop access to you getting into these grocery stores and to these restaurants.
Right.
That's what is coming, brothers and sisters. And guess what? It's already here.
Right.
We just saw it. Finish that.
Or in their foreheads.
Uh-huh.
And that no man might buy or sell.
That no man might do what?
Buy or sell.
Read.
Save he that had the mark.
Lest he accept the sinful ways of America. So we're going to end it right there. All praise for another show, episode of Writings on the Wall radio show. All right, I'm going to end it with that. I'm Captain Mattathias to my right.
Shalom, Israel, Officer Losias.
Shalom, Israel, Officer Elijah.
Shalom, Israel, Officer Sampson.
Shalom, Israel, Officer Aaron.
And Lord's will, we'll be back next week with another show. And with that, we say,
Shalom.